We're going to be learning about types of sunflowers. Now, sunflowers, not only are they beautiful to look at, but they also are able to provide food to a lot of birds and animals thanks to their multiple seeds, their many, many seeds. They can also clean the soil in places where the soil has things in it that can hurt other plants. And they are originally from here in North America, and they have been used for medicine, for food, to dye clothes and leather, and to make oil. So I told you that sunflowers originally came from North America where they grew. And Europeans came all the way over from Europe, and then they landed. They saw the sunflowers. They noticed that the natives who lived here were using the sunflower seeds for food and were using the sunflowers. And then they got on their boats with some seeds and took them all the way back to Europe. In Europe, they traveled all the way around, and it was the Ukrainians and and over here in Russia where they decided to start growing them for their size and for the way they looked. So it was only 300 years ago that these seeds made their way back to North America, where botanists decided to start hybridizing them, mating them or cross-pollinating them with plants and with flowers that were shorter or different colors to get the dwarf sunflowers and then the different colored varieties or hybrids that we have now. Now, after that, sunflowers became a crop for sunflower oil, for sunflower seeds, and currently in Turkey, there are huge, over here, you can find a lot of different sunflower crops growing. In China, it's another huge amount of production of sunflowers. And Argentina is also a great producer of sunflowers over here. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that global history of sunflowers. We now find them pretty much everywhere where there is a lot of good sun. And they are beautiful flowers to look at and also very helpful for the environment. As you can see from the picture, tall sunflowers, the ones that we're going to talk about first, they're really tall. They are getting their heads closer to the sun. Each head is composed of many, many, many different flowers all put together of different types. And because they're so tall up, birds can reach those seeds and bees can find them easily. The first one we're going to talk about is the skyscraper sunflower. And the petals, the flower petals are about this big. Huge. They're very big. Watch this. 14-inch flower petals. This next sunflower is called Sunforest Mix, and they can be extremely large bloomed, about 40 inches as a bloom. This is called the American Giant, and they are pretty tall. They're twice as tall as I am, 15 feet, and the stem is so tall, and then the face of the sunflower can be about larger than my head. American Giant. This flower is called the Russian mammoth. When the Europeans came back to North America, bringing the sunflower seeds that they had grown in Europe and in Ukraine and Russia, well, these are some of the main flowers that they brought, and they are easy to grow. That's what the Russians worked on. Russian mammoth, a large, easy to grow sunflower. And then this is one of the rarest species found in North America, and it's named after Louis David von Schweitz. He was a person, a botanist. He studied plants, and it can be found to be a little bit taller. Schweinitz sunflower. We're going to now talk about dwarf sunflowers. These are hybrids. So that means that they mixed a sunflower and they pollinated it with a different plant that looked similar but was shorter. And they started bringing the size of the sunflower down so that more people could plant sunflowers in their gardens. So these plants also they love the sun, but they can grow in smaller spaces like gardens. Now this one is called the Sundance Kid, and it can probably reach about knee high in most adults or waist high in some children. This is called Little Becca. The next one is called Pacino, also known as the dwarf Pacino Gold. And these small ones can also, instead of only having one single flower structure at the top of the stalk, this flower has several different blooms within, or that they call heads within each plant. These sunflowers are called Suntastic Yellow, and they have bright yellow petals, and they come in packets they grow in packs of 5 to 8 blooms per stalk. These are called the Sunny Smile. They're easy to grow, and you can plant them now and have them ready for the end of summer. And they're really good because their strong stalk is good for places where you might have children or pets running around. And now we have some sunflowers that come in different colors, also because of hybridization. Hybridizing means that they got a sunflower and another plant. Now this time they're matching them to get different colors. This is called the terracotta sunflower. And terracotta is another word for brown. This is called earthwalker. Miss Mars has some purple in it. This sunflower is called Chianti, and it is one of the darkest sunflowers with those dark, deep red wine petals. And this is Moulin Rouge, and Moulin Rouge means red windmill, and those are burgundy red petals. Burgundy red is a deep, dark red. And I wanted to include this because there was an artist called Vincent van Gogh who loved to paint different types of sunflowers. Now remember that sunflowers originally came from North America, and then people who traveled in boats back and forth between America and Europe took the seeds back to Europe and started growing sunflowers there. And Vincent van Gogh, the painter that we see here, loved to paint sunflowers. And this is it wasn't back then, they didn't have photographs, so this is actually another artist painted a picture. It's called a portrait of Vincent van Gogh. So this is called the painter of sunflowers. And you can see it in the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. And once again, Amsterdam is in Netherlands, which is that brown country that is within that circle in our Europe map.